Playoff basketball is here, and to break it down, welcome to former NBA Coach of the Year Avery Johnson. As a player, helped the Spurs win a championship back in 1999. Brooklyn looking to win a championship this year. The Big Three makes his playoff debut, just their 9th game together. Turned it on in that third quarter against Boston. Looked like they were in rhythm after getting pushed around in the first half, Coach. How'd the Nets' Big Three look to you?
They didn't look fine. Whenever you can score 12 or 13 points off the bench, that means that the Big Three perform. And whenever you have this Big Three, unlike the LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade Big Three, when you're talking about Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, those guys can combine, all can score, 20-plus points. They're going to be unstoppable. And actually, they didn't play their best basketball tonight. They had some situations where they got stuck, specifically on offense, who to go through offensively, where we're going to get our shots, how we're going to get our shots. But at the end of the day, they figured it out. They're good. These are 3 future Hall of Fame players. They're agnostic to defenses. It doesn't matter whether you run a zone defense, a trapping defense, man-to-man defense. Boston, especially with Jason Tatum going 6 for 20 from the field, they're not going to be good enough to upset a team like the Nets. It's just a matter of time. I picked the Nets to win this game in 5 games. The way they look tonight, maybe it's going to be a sweep. Let's pull out the broom.
Maybe it'll be Nets in 3. All right, the winner of the Nets-Celtics series plays the winner of the Bucks-Heat series. Milwaukee wins in overtime thanks to Chris Middleton. Bucks didn't shoot the 3 ball well at all. I mean, in fact, they were really bad. While the Heat set a franchise playoff record with 20 made threes, but the Heat got handled in the paint, getting outscored 56-24. Neither side really played an outstanding game. What's your takeaway from this one?
Well, I picked the Miami Heat to win this series, and I'm sticking with it because this was a situation, at the end of this game, a couple of points here, a couple of breaks there, and you're playing against a guy in Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, who's not really a good free throw shooter, 6 for 13 from the free throw line. That's not going to cut it. So Miami basically gave away the game. But I think when they go back to the drawing board and they look at this game, this is a game they very well could have won. I picked the Miami Heat to win in 7 games. I am not impressed with the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think they have enough. Chris Middleton made that shot, but he's not a go-to guy in the last, 3 minutes of the game. I like Jimmy Butler more at the end of the game. Sure, he's showing the scene to the Milwaukee Bucks fans going crazy, but they're not going to be going crazy in the 7th game, at the end of the 7th game in this series, because I'm picking the Miami Heat to win.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Meantime, an upset in L.A. as Luka and the Mavs knock off Kawhi and the Clippers in Game 1 of their series. Luka records a 30-point triple-double. Dallas closed the game on a 13-3 run. Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue talked about defensive breakdowns. What did you see?
A lot of defensive breakdowns, and especially when you're trying to guard Luka. Because when you're trying to guard Luka, you got to make a decision. Do you want to trap him? My wife even said, even though, we like the Mavs, I coached, for the Mavs, hey, what are you going to do against Luka? And we said, hey, you cannot guard Luka with one defender. You got to make Luka get the ball out of his hands early and often and make other guys be in the decision-making situation. Then they switch where they had their centers guarding Luka, and guess what happens? He stepped back, he shoots a 3. This is like target practice for Luka Doncic. So I'm shocked by the defensive execution, game plan by the Clippers. And again, at the end of the day, this is not about Kawhi Leonard. This is about one guy, not Tyronn Lue. This is about Paul George. Is Paul George going to be PG or PG-13, PG horror movie? What is Paul George going to do in this series against the Mavericks? I got the Mavericks winning this series, and if the Clippers don't win this series, this is going to fall squarely on the shoulders of Paul George, because he's the guy that's supposed to be this defensive stopper along with Kawhi Leonard that's supposed to slow down Luka Doncic.
All right, 4 more series tip-off on Sunday, including Suns-Lakers, Knicks-Hawks. Knicks in the playoffs for the first time since 2013. I got the Knicks winning that series. I got money on that. Several storylines, Avery. What's your big storyline to watch on Sunday?
Chris Paul and LeBron James. Can Chris Paul and LeBron James, who's going to be the healthiest in this series? Not in the first game, not in the second game, but by the time we get to game 6. Chris Paul, remember a couple of years ago when he was with the Rockets, they very well could have beat the Golden State Warriors had he not gotten injured in that series. LeBron James has been in and out of the lineup all year with his ankle situation. Obviously, you can throw in Anthony Davis, but at the end of the day, is Chris Paul and or LeBron James going to be healthy come playoff time in the 6th game of this series? Whomever is the healthiest, I think that gives their team the better chance to win. So this is all about health. This is all about the emotions of each team. But Chris Paul, I think, is a guy that's in the MVP conversation. He's not going to win the MVP, but Jokic, Embiid, obviously a guy, when you think about Julius Randle, you got several guys, Steph Curry. Chris Paul should be in that conversation. And if he's healthy, this could be very well a chance for the Phoenix Suns to beat the Lakers, even though they are 2 seed and they are the underdog in this series against the Lakers.
LeBron facing his friend Chris Paul in the playoffs for the very first time. Looking forward to that series indeed. Avery Johnson joined us here on CBS Sports HQ. Thank you, my friend.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.